Building. How are we doing? I am here hoping that you have a tremendous Monday morning. I hope you had a tremendous weekend. I hope you're ready to have a great week and I hope you're ready to get faster. All right. So, what are we talking about today? So, last week, I believe it was, I had a Zoom call that I had trouble setting up. I was basically running through Instagram, Zoom, and here, StreamYard. First time doing it, ran through a couple times earlier, did something wrong. Long story short, it didn't happen. So I did a rebroadcast later, and I sent that to my email recipients. I did it here on Instagram, but I don't think many people saw it. So I want to give another shot at doing that. We have people rolling in. Let's say shout out to It's So Pivotable. It's so top pivot. Mr. Sparkle, Lamont Brown, Lagoost, Fly Girl, Mr. 22, Sparkle, DJX Sap, Blackie 300 Eyes, Flip V, the Hitman. That's a cool name. Mario Moreno. I like that. I'm Jetter. One. I like it. What's that? DeBart 000, Zek 010, Zeka Lamas, and Mahan Filet Join. What is up to my fam, my IG fam? Stick right here. You're gonna need pen, you're gonna need pad. Because we're talking about how to get faster out here, all right? We're talking about how to get faster and how to start getting faster, start your speed training program, all right? So, just in case you're not familiar with myself, I am Coach Ronnie. I was a strength and conditioning coach within professional baseball for 12 years. Let me turn on some lighting here. This kind of helps out a little bit. I was a professional strength coach for 12 years. In professional baseball, I help athletes get stronger, faster, quicker, more mobile, and most importantly, do my best to help them stay on the field. All right. I do that for you, my Facebook community, and my clients, and my email community, and my clients today, but with a twist. I also incorporate mindset training. This is one of maybe the only platform on Facebook, one of the few on Instagram where you can improve your physical performance as well as your mental performance. All right. That completes a complete athlete, and that's what I'm here to develop. A complete athlete, an athlete that can handle or is prepared for anything that happens on the field and in life. All right. So, with that said, all right, let me head back over to Instagram. I have to flip back and forth because of the screen setup. I don't want to miss my shout out to you. See if I missed anybody. Oh, y'all still rolling in. What's that? Prask? Determined to try it? Oh, what's the name of the day? One Way Mirror 13. Rice Cam. Thanks for joining in, y'all. Thanks for joining in. So I'm about to dive into this presentation. I will be flipping back and forth like that to shout you out. Like I said, there's two different streams going on. So we're diving into a quick review and walkthrough of the Jumpstart Your Speed training program. If getting faster is your goal, but random YouTube drills and guessing haven't worked, this is where you figure it out the right way, right? So if you caught the Facebook Live, awesome. If not, no worries. You want to dive into it right now. I'll break it down for you here. We're keeping it super practical. And at the end, I'll give you, always at the end, you get 2 actionable activities. All right, valuable stuff. All right, valuable stuff. I'm going to present it to you and make sure you screenshot it. All right, so let's dive in. Let's just talk about in general. Why does speed training need a plan? All right, so let's start with the obvious, right? Why does it need that plan? So the issue is when many athletes think about speed training, they just think about running. They just think about sprinting. They just think about running. And when we run submax, when we aren't properly challenging the neuromuscular system, working towards neuromuscular adaptations, we're not going to get faster. We'll plateau and we won't get faster. All right. So you have to have a plan. You have to have a plan. All right. You need structure, specific days dedicated towards speed, strength, mobility, right? You need a baseline testing. The minute day one, within the first couple of days at least, you want to get some type of numbers. It'd be a 30-yard sprint, a 10-yard sprint, a 60, depending on your sport. We need to get those baseline numbers, maybe a vertical jump. We need to get those baseline numbers, all right? So, and you need to have, a good balance between what I mentioned earlier, the speed, strength, and also power and recovery. You have to have that balance. It's called periodization and it's called progression, all right? What I say by that is the training program itself should look like this. We're still heading up, but we have those peaks and valleys, like maybe a recovery, a decrease in volume, decrease in frequency, decrease in intensity. So we're going to constantly manipulate these variables, enabling us not to plateau and to work towards getting faster. All right. So if those things aren't working together, you either burn out or stall out. Period. And burning out, stalling out is going to be the equivalent to plateauing. All right. So I want to talk about the key areas. All right. And I'm gonna head on back, see how my fam's doing. See if we got some new people that need that shout out. How we doing over here? Oh, look y'all still rolling in. We got Aiden. Shout out to Aiden. What's that? Set KR1 Vet VIK Vic STD XSD. Big difference there. Levy Combe and Press. And I already shouted out the rest of everybody. So thank you for joining. Pen and pad, listen up. All right, pen and pad in hand, listen up. So first thing I want to know, what's your why for wanting to get faster in the first place? What's your why? I mentioned this in the video. If you're an athlete of any sort, if you're a weekend warrior, a person who wants to get fit, what's your why for getting up bright and early, hitting the turf, hitting the neighborhood, whatever it is? Well, your co-workers are sleeping if you're a professional, or they're sipping on their coffee, scrolling. You're out here getting after it in the neighborhood or in the park early in the morning. What's your why for doing that? Team athlete, same thing. If you're a high school athlete, for example, summer football right now, summer training is taking place. You're getting up 5 a.m. All right. Your buddies haven't even thought about waking up yet. They're not going to roll over till 9-ish. What they're going to do? They're going to scroll. They're going to jump on their phone and just kick it for a bit, right? Well, you're out here grinding. What's your why for that grind? What's your why for that grind? Understand your why. You need to understand your why because that's your foundation. When you're having a bad day, you don't get the numbers you want, you're tired, whatever it is, you have to have that one thing that's going to help you say, F this, I need to get out there and get after it because your why. All right? So it's understand your why. All right? Before you just randomly get out there and start running around. All right? So we have that under control, right? Let's see. Scheduling, super huge. So you have your why in place, all right? But if you don't have the time to execute, it's not going to get done, period. You can have all the intention you want. If there's not time during the week, if there's not time during the day, nothing is going to happen, period. All right? So let's give you some ideas on how to properly schedule during the week. Speed training needs to be on the calendar like practice or class, 100%. We talked about building around, and I say that, we talked about building around in the live. 2 to 4 sprint focus sessions a week. Strength training 1 to 2 times a week. Mobility and recovery every day. You could have a day dedicated specifically to that mobility and recovery if you want to do it that way. But without that schedule, it's just a wish, folks. That's not going to happen. We have to have that structure. I'll say that again for those who hopefully have that pen and pad. For sprints, 2 to 4 sprint focus sessions a day, strength training 1 to 2 times a week, and then you have mobility and recovery. You can have that daily. You can have a day dedicated to that throughout the week. All right. And there's 2 ways of going about this. And one more thing. Let me see if I can change the screen. So here we go. Vision. What's going on with your new people going in? What's up, Vision? What's up, Monsieur? What's up, my beards? Melts like sandwiches. Smells like sandwiches. All right. What's up, Allison Pelot's in the building? Love that. Love that story right there. I had a kidney transplant in 2017. Allison Pelot's husband lifelong friend is my kidney recipient. So shout out to Allison for stopping by. ROC Fit, what's good with you? ROC Fit. I came back, Gerald Weaver, easy name right there. Thanks for stopping by, Mr. Weaver. Brian Lachey, still rolling in. Love it, love it. Funk Fuchsius, that's a fly name. That's a fly name. Fly name of the day. Funk Fuchsius. Am I saying that right? Either way, dope name. Let's head on back. All right. So we talked about what? Self-talk. If you're going to go at it on your own, that's fine. 100% no problem. You know, not everyone has access to the personal coaching. So we're going to break down a way for you to get the best out of self-talk speed training. Use trusted programs. Huge. Do your research before. We have so many sources now. Chat, GPT, what's that thing over there on X? Gulp, whatever it's called. You always have old school Google. Old school these days Google. Do your research. All right. Visit websites. Watch videos. Do everything you can do to learn as much as you can about your speed. Your virtual. You can call it your virtual educational source. Your online educational source. Do as much research as you can before you just dive right in. Don't let what you'll see a lot on social media, some guy, standing on a physio ball, balancing while drinking a cup of water, telling you he's getting faster. That's not it. That's not it. You need to understand or be able to get an idea of sound, fundamental speed training and strength training. All right. And follow sources that do that. Now, if you want, I can drop a couple I'm thinking of in the comments. So if you want that, give me a thumbs up. I'll make sure I'll drop that to you. So use trusted programs, research drills on YouTube, right? Research the drills, research the sources, all right? Follow legit coaches, of course. That's my whole point. Not a random coach with the hype. They call them hype accounts. With the guy, like I said, standing on the physio ball, drinking a cup of water, singing, that's not getting people faster. ABC, Skippy. What's the best way to train a person? ABC skips. Oh, A skips? I think the best way is a video. Now do this, RockFit. Shoot me a DM. Remind me to make a video on that. I can get that up today. I can have one of my clients. You want to do ABC skips, all three of them. Okay. Let me know, is it A or ABC skips? Either way, DM me. You're the guy, RockFit, DM me. I remember that's an easy name. DM me, and I'll make a video on that. What's up, Smart Snug? What's good? Thanks for stopping by. We're talking speed training today. All right. So, yeah, take care of that RockFit, and I'll get that video out. All right. So you research legit coach, follow legit coaches. No, stay away from those hype accounts. If you need help, DM me. Come on in. Shoot me a DM. What up, man? I'm trying to get you faster. Smart. I'm trying to get you faster. That's what's going on here. How are you doing on this beautiful Monday? All right. So we address self-talk versus coaching. RockFit. Let's see what you got. Okay, thank you. No problem, my man. No problem. I look forward to seeing your DM in a bit. Look forward to it. Let me slide the screen over so I can read the script and keep flowing. All right. So review of program components. Well, Thea, what's up, Thea? Thea's in the building. Thea's one of my clients over there at the Atlanta Fitness Networking program I have, basically. I'm not going to get into that today, but thanks for stopping by, Thea. I appreciate it. I'm trying to get these people faster here. All right. So review of program components. All right. So inside a proper speed program, you should see this. Pen and pad time. Hey, what's up, Thea? Inside a proper speed training program, you should see this. Acceleration drills, right? Top end speed work, strength training, power movements, plyometrics. Let's just keep it simple. Plyometrics and some type of mobility and recovery protocols. When you're researching your strength coach, your speed coaches, all right? When you're going through the videos, these are the things you need to look for. Again, I hope you have the pen and pad out. You need to look for acceleration drills, top end speed work, strength training, and power movements and some type of recovery. They say mobility, recovery, and recovery. Just look for some type of recovery within the program. All right. So, okay. Now, and here's the part most athletes miss. Yes, I mentioned recovery, but the mindset. I'm going to tell you why mindset is important. What's up, Ever Curtis? Thanks for stopping by. I'm going to tell you why mindsets are so important. I'm going to give you a story. I'm going to tell you something that occurs on a regular basis. I'll have a lot of times athletes don't understand their max potential. And a lot of times I have to tell an athlete, get in their head, say, look, you're coming off the line at 90%. Tell yourself this: no one is faster than me for 10 yards in the state of Georgia. No one is faster than me for 10 yards in the state of Georgia. I'm in Atlanta. I tell them that all the time, and we get an instant drop in their 10-yard burst every time. That's 1,000% mental, right? That's 1,000% mental. Something simple as that can improve their time, number one, and you can see how important mindset is. That's just one example. I have a whole program dedicated to mindset. If you're interested in that, just DM me. All right. So that is what I wanted to cover. I try to keep these things short and to the point. So if you found some value in this so far, drop a 1 in the comment for me. Drop a 1 in the comment. And if you have any questions, drop that in the comment as well. This is the segment of the live when I give you 2 actionable activities you can do right now to help you get faster. All right. So there are 2 things you can do right now to jumpstart your own speed program. Create your weekly speed schedule. Put out your calendar, your phone, your planner, whatever you have, right? Block off 2 to 4 sprint training days, 2 strength days, and recovery blocks. I want you guys to do that today. Do that now if you can. Get that done. Treat those appointments like you can't skip them. All right. You have work. You have hopefully some type of fitness related thing you do. Hopefully you have some personal development, something that gets you better in some sort of way. Right next to that, if you're serious about getting faster, you need to incorporate that into your schedule. All right. Make it something that you can't miss. We all have our schedules throughout the week, but if you have a checkup, something health related, boom, you're gonna make space for it. Do the same thing here if you're serious about getting faster. Write down your baseline numbers. All right. You can't go wrong with a 10-yard burst initially. That's all you need, a good 10-yard burst, right? And it also depends on your sport. If you're a baseball guy, you're gonna run a 30 and a 60 and a 10. If you're a football guy, you're gonna run a 40. A lot of the other sports, they run 30s. But understand, it's important to get those baselines numbered in. RJ 2030, what's good? Obey, GH. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you got that pen and pad out. We're trying to get faster out here. All right. So, like I said, create that schedule. Do it right now. We talked about that. Write down. Do your baseline testing. We can do that, and write down those numbers and retest every 6 to 8 weeks. See where you are every 6 to 8 weeks. All right. That's what I want you to do. If you have that information down, if you're cool with that, if you're good with that, thumbs up in the comments. All right. So give me a thumbs up in the comments if you're cool with that. All right. Now to give you some, I have more notes here. Other tests you can do. You can do your vertical jump. You can do your long jump. All right. Overall power with the vertical jump, horizontal projection, or horizontal power with the long jump. All right. Super important. One deals with overall power and vertical force production. That's more top end related. The long jump is horizontal projection. That's more acceleration or the drive phase of the sprint related. All right. But either way, take these tests, write them down. What's up? See the lack. Thanks for stopping by. We are talking speed. I'm about to close it out. But thank you for stopping by. I'll summarize things really quick for the people who just rolled in. All right. So like I said, retest every 6 to 8 weeks. You have to see your progression. All right. So just to scroll up and run through it for Mr. C the lack and everybody else who might have just rolled in. All right. What we talked about. I did a live last week, a Zoom call called Jumpstart Your Speed Training, just to give you a what's up, Al, 5555-356. Stick around. I'm about to review the video that Zoom call that I put out last week called Jumpstart Your Speed Training. So, yes, so I did that last week to give people some direction on how to jumpstart or begin their speed training program. All right. So, first thing you need to do you have to have your why. For me, you have to have a why you're getting out there early in the morning or taking that time of the day to get faster. Is it because you want to get healthier? Is it because you need to improve your 60 or 30? What is your why? Stand firm in that why. All right. Then we talked about the importance of why you need a plan. All right. And what that plan consists of, a speed training plan. Why do you need it? And why it needs structure. All right. You need to structure specific days, specific weeks. What's up, B. Stevens? What's good with you? Structure days. The regimen for the day, is it speed? What's up, check? What's up, check? Mike Check. I like that one. It's a good name. Sky Guardian. That's an easy one to say. I like those. Brett Cummings. What's going on? Local strength coach in the building. Shout them out. So, like I said, the speed training, we need that structure. It should include some type of specific days, a specific task for that day, a specific focus for that day. All right. Then, like I mentioned before, we need to get those baseline numbers. Then you need to have balance. All right. You need to have some type of progression or you will plateau. Manipulate the different variables I mentioned, the intensity, the frequency, and the volume. We must manipulate these numbers to prevent that plateauing. We talked about your why. You have to have a why. Your speed, I mentioned that earlier, speed program will not last if you don't have a solid why for when you get tired, frustrated, all these things. You have to have something to go back to. We talk about that in the mental program. Again, if you're interested, DM me. You have to have the solid schedule in place. 2 to 4 days dedicated to sprint training, a couple of days dedicated to speed training. We need to mix in some type of mobility and recovery. All right, it could be every day. You can have a specific day of the week dedicated just to mobility and recovery. All right. Are you self-taught or are you hiring a coach? Are you self-taught people? Do your research. Don't just fall for the cool, trendy video with the guy, like I said, the guy on the physio ball saying his ABCs, drinking water. That is not it. That's not it. Do your research. Make sure the drills consist of this. Pen and pad time again. You want that speed training program, that person you're looking at, that when you're doing your research, what's up, Chris? When you're doing your research, the speed program should have components consisting of acceleration, top end speed work, strength training, power movement. We're just going to call that plyometrics here. And like I said, that mobility and that recovery. Try to have those aspects within the program that you're researching, the individual that you're researching. All right. And we talked about mindset, how important it is. I gave you the story that I use. There's one thing I do when I see my athletes not coming off the line 100%. I just say, look, 10-yard burst. It's a 10-yard burst. No one is faster than you in the state of Georgia. Again, I'm in Atlanta. No one is faster than you for the state of Georgia, in the state of Georgia for 10 yards. Instantly switches the mindset almost every time we have a decrease or an improvement in that 10-yard burst. All right. So that's it. Let's summarize it. Who's that for? Look, CD Little Act. I hope I got that right. And I hope you had some value over that summary right there. And the two things, I always get 2 actionable activities. All right. I want you to pull out your calendar, phone planner, whatever it is, and create time, schedule your speed training. Make it something you can't miss work. You can't miss certain activities. I mentioned doctor's appointments. You can't miss these things. Treat your speed training program as such if you are serious. All right. Block off a couple sprint training days, a couple strength days, and a couple recovery blocks. All right. And treat them as appointments. Don't skip out. All right. Write down your baseline numbers, 10-yard burst, vertical, long jump, whatever it is. Write down those numbers and reassess about 6 to 8 weeks. All right. So, Julian, thanks for stopping by. I just finished. So that's all I have, folks. That's all I have. If you found this helpful, again, drop a what I say for helpful. If you found this helpful, drop a thumbs up in the comments. If you have questions, I got to take off now. If you have questions, please DM me. If you're interested in joining our speed community, please DM me on that as well. All right. All right. So bottom line is make sure your speed program isn't random. Have a plan and get faster. All right. I am Coach Ronnie and I'm checking out. I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great day. Have a great week. Peace.